Good evening, everybody. It is towards the last part, or towards the end of the day for me. Um, it's been an interesting day. I know today's Friday, and funny thing is I watched. Sorry, I'm in one of these weird moods. Um, I watched a bit of Diane's parody. And just because they changed the name to Terry and Jim, um, didn't matter to me because I already knew who they're talking about. Because that's all she knows how to do is talk about me and my wife. She doesn't know how to do anything better. Um, but the funny thing is on my way home uh, from the recycling plant, because I had to take a bunch of recycling to the recycling plant. I almost turned on my camera and did my own little parody. Two things I was having trouble with is what to name it, um, let alone what name to use uh, instead of just Diane's name. But what I did shoot is still on my phone, and I'm half tempted to plug it or just keep it to myself. The reason why I did this is just, it's not because I'm upset at Diane for her parody, because it was so far fetched and so out of context that it was just more good for a laugh. But the main reason why I don't do anything like that, reaction channel or anything like that, is one, it perpetuates the negativity that she's developed and is trying to push on to us. The other thing is just her viewers, or whatever you want to call them, are jumping on bandwagons for old news, old stuff that I'm not going to worry about because, like I said in my parody, she's all worked up over $100 that she gave to me and Jerry on a live feed, but all of a sudden she's complaining about it. She gave a gift freely. And I will be totally and utterly honest. If I did not need every penny that I have to pay for not just this house, not just my bills, but for Jerry's care, my care, Mom's care. Lisa takes care of herself. Now, Jerry's always like trying to get me to do like self-care. Take care of yourself. Give yourself some grace. Go do this. Go do that. Get out of the house for a while. Blah, 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 blah. And granted, when I got out of the house today, it felt great to be able to just go down to the recycling plant and throw cardboard and plastic bottles and whatnot into the different areas that they're supposed to go to. But it did give me a sense of like minor freedoms. Like, yeah, okay, I'm doing a task that needs to be done. And the only freedom that I felt was being able to drive by myself and stop by the gas station for a soda, however you want to put it, and then come home. But the moment I walked in the door, it was just like I felt all the negative pressures and energy and whatnot that comes with dealing with what's going on here at the house. Now I'm going to explain myself because Some people might be because Jerry's running you ragged, blah 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 blah. No, it's not just Jerry. Okay, I've got the stress worrying about mom's health now. Jerry's on the up and up and on the mends, so she does not need as much concerning or continuous monitoring is what I'm trying to say. But I know she's my mom, and I know she worries about me and my stresses and issues and whatnot. And I'm like, Ma, you got you got way too much on your need to do or you should be doing list that worrying about me is just going to cause you more problems. And what I mean by that is, yes, I do worry about my mom. Mostly because she carried me around for 9 months. And now she's getting at that age where she's having her own issues, her own problems. And I'm like, worry about your problems to, help me help you take care of yourself. Because I can only do so much at home. Now, they are looking into I forgot what it's called, but I think it's one of mom's insurances that she has to see if she can put me down as her caretaker so I can get paid, X amount of dollars for, 2-3 hours out of the day. And if all goes well, I can still keep my part-time job. I might just decrease my days of work because I don't know how it's going to affect me to try to keep a job plus do this. Now, to be outright honest with you, I would rather have somebody else take care of her, because I'm willing to do her laundry, change her bed, vacuum, pick up after her, but there are just certain things I can't do as her son, like shower. No, I can't give her. I can't do that. No. I'm sorry, that's my mom, and I don't want to see her in a inappropriate way. I mean, I can help her get the shower set up. I can help her get her clothes set up, but that's about all I can do. Um, that's all I'm willing to do because, like I said, integrity reasons. Sorry, I'm yawning. I've had a very busy day. I mean, I got the cardboard in the van, ran up to the recycling place, dumped that stuff off. Ran over to CVS to get mom's medication. Ran over to Kroger to get Kroger is a local grocery store, by the way. Mom wanted brown sugar ham, which is one of her favorite lunch meats, and the only place I can find it within affordable means is at Kroger. But I would normally get it at my job because I could slice it just the way mom wants it, but we don't have brown sugar ham at Walmart, at least not my Walmart. And of course, while I was at Kroger, I picked up, a few little things that I was running out of here at the house. But I didn't get a lot, because we're trying to do trying to do our budget, which we got to do tonight before we go to bed, and order pickup for tomorrow. Pickup or delivery, one of the two. So it's kind of like one of those. Okay, I got home after running around, and Mom, me, and Jerry got to talking about creating a weekly to daily honeydew list, but it's not like specifically on this day at this time we're gonna clean up in this room or one thing or another. Monday through basically no. not Monday through Friday, but my work week, which is Sunday through Thursday, we've got a kind of working idea of how to deal with the day, and the weekend, which is basically Friday, Saturday, we're like just extending the time of my availability to do work around the house. Um, so basically, it's kind of like, okay, this from this point to this point is open for housework or chores or whatever needs to be done. This block to this block is, lunch and some time to relax. And, you know, this block to this block, we do some more housework or chores or whatever. And then at like 4 p.m. on Friday and Saturday, we start making dinner. And then that's supposed to be from like 4 to 6. Make dinner, eat dinner, relax. And then from like 6:30 to 8, we finish up any last minute stuff. And then from 8 to 10 or something like that. Basically, no. Yeah, about 8 to 10 is, or 9 to 10. No. What do we say? 8? 8:30 to like 9:30, 10 o'clock is giving me some time to unwind from the day and get ready to do last minute stuff, which is like prepping for tomorrow, the next day, getting everything ready for bed, like Jerry's water, my water, the water machine that keeps the air in our room cool and not too stuffy or not too humid. Just little things like that we do on a regular basis. And then basically, things like 10 to 11:30 is wound care or things of that nature. And then from 11:30 to 1 is basically just relaxing, playing on our tablets or something like that, and going to sleep. So I'm happy to do, I want to do that. That's something it's a combination of, I put it out there that I want to do something that's a little bit more structured so I can manage my time a whole lot better. And Jerry concurred and started helping me create a list or create a format basically that I can easily transfer to my date book and set up alarms on my phone and all that fun stuff. Which I'm actually, I did it once before as an experiment and it worked perfectly, except for one minor detail, because that's my fault, is when the time is starting to unwind to the point where I either have to get back to work on something or change projects or change what I'm doing, I get a little upset because like, well, but I'm not finished and that kind of thing. And I think I think if things go the way that I'm hoping it goes, that will not be a problem. I will either be able to go, okay. Sorry, I'll either be able to go, okay, we can set this project down off to the side, mark it on the calendar or whatnot as unfinished or whatever, so that the next time we have some free time or whatnot, or next time we go to work on projects, we can finish up that project and move on to a new one. At least that's what I'm hoping we can do. But like life, it's a work in progress. Everything is a work in progress. It's part of life. One of the things I came in here to do, and hopefully I won't get disturbed. I'll text message Jared to please do not disturb. I have an alarm set. I'm going to do some spell work. I may record what I'm doing Actually, the first one or two I may not record until I'm comfortable with what I'm doing, and then I will consider recording. I have at least 3 or 4 different spell jars that I want to make tonight, as well as 1 or 2 other little things that I need to I guess the best way to say is work on, because I have some items that on the 5th. Crud, my brain just froze. Oh, wrong book. And I don't have my tablet in here, so I was like, I can't use my tablet, so I hope the information is on my calendar. Let's see here. Yes. On the 5th, which is this coming Sunday, is the snow full moon. I think I got to take a handful of crystals that I have that I need charged and put it on a earthenware bowl or plate or something of that nature to get the items charged. Do I need any moon water? No, I still got full moon water. But I don't know if I should make snow moon water, because this coming full moon is called the snow moon. So something to consider. I have to decide before Sunday night, basically, or actually got to talk to everybody and see. So I don't know if anybody followed, but the first was St. Bridget's Day. And I was talking about this earlier. St. Bridget's Day is an old Celtic... St. Bridget was an old Celtic goddess. And when the Catholics came in, they changed it to St. Bridget's Day, which is just another proof of how the Catholic Church or whatever group it was screwed around with the pagans, and well, we can either try to kill them all, which is virtually impossible because they've been killing us faster than we can kill them, or we can just convert a couple of their different deities into saints. And Catholics are the only religious group that I know that actually created saints. Turned the apostles into saints, and and then when they couldn't convert peacefully, it was either, well, we can either get into a bloody war, which history has proven to be futile, or just take their favorite patron saints like St. Bridget and change them into Catholic icons. But I'm not going to get into that because that will just cause a heap of problems. And, well, let's just say most people know my feelings about the established church, the modern day established church. Now, if we were still worshiping and praying and doing the things like they were doing in the first century church before mankind muddled everything up, I still might be going to church. I don't know. I don't follow the man in front of a pulpit or standing at a pulpit. I follow the man that everybody wrote, the inspiration for the Bible, basically. And I'm not saying the Bible is a fantasy tale of days gone by, but a lot of people can say the same thing about, the histories of the Celts and the histories of the Norsemen and the histories of ancient China or Japan or any other culture. they can sit there and go, "Oh yeah, that's just that. Those are just stories to either scare children into doing the right thing or, you know, whatever." But one of the things I do know is I'm trying to do my best with with personal care plus caring for my sick family members. I don't care what anybody says. I mean, I really don't. Yes, Dre has cancer. I heard the doctor say it. Yes, mom's got issues. I was there in the ER or wait in the ER waiting room waiting for the doctors to come in and tell us what's going on. I mean, physically, my mom's fine. Um, she's actually even better physically now that she's eating. She's attempting to eat 3 square meals a day. She is. Um, Even though her breakfast and her lunch might be very light, like this morning, her breakfast was scrambled eggs. Um, I don't remember if I gave her toast or not. Her lunch was a piece of toast smothered in butter. Um, Dinner for her was quesadilla. We made homemade, homemade Mexican food. Mom wasn't interested in trying the fajitas that we made, mostly because of the spice. And so she just had, or Jerry just made her 2 cheese quesadillas. The small round tortilla shells. Basically, we put, we covered the tortilla shells, or at least one side of them, with butter, and slapped them on the grill, and then on the grill pan, I should say, and then sprinkled some Mexican and American cheese into the, or not Mexican, excuse me, cheddar cheese and American cheese into the or onto the tortilla, and then added a second tortilla on top of that and flipped it over to let it cook. Mom was very happy. She ate 1.5 of them. She took the other half and put it in a baggie for a snack or light lunch tomorrow. We have got to sit down. We didn't get a lot of stuff done today because my brain was not ready for it. I was, my brain was just like, what? But I'm just happy that I'm able to do my best to take care of my family. Even though some days I'm really stressed out and can't handle it. Other days I'm just like, towards dinner time, I'm just like, I'm done. Let's cook dinner, let's have dinner, and just spend the rest of the night relaxing. Family time, basically. In fact, I think when I get done with this, if mom hasn't gone to bed, which is a little too early, I'm going to see if anybody's interested in playing. We haven't played Clue in a while. We usually play like Try Dominoes or Monopoly, like Electric Monopoly. Electric Monopoly is good because the little device that is supposed to be the announcer, the banker, you go around on the board and you hit, like, let's say you hit chance, you tap your button on the machine and say chance card, and it will read you a chance card, and they're random. Or if you land on an unowned property, you can say buy, and then say what the property is, and then it will tell you how much it is. It automatically takes the money out of your bank, and you get the little card that says your property, its value, how much it costs for a hotel or a house. It's Monopoly, but it's all digitalized nowadays, or at least 50% of it's digitalized. You still have to roll your own dice. move your own piece, collect your property card, get the get out of free card, everything else is digitalized. And you can only have 4 people at a time, which, it's not that bad unless you want to get, like, let's say you got 8 plus family members. You can get a couple of them to be, hey, let's team up, But I'm kind of glad we've never done that yet, because I know my in-laws can be very cutthroat. Of course, I don't know if that's their New York upbringing or what. But it is what it is. I know most of you want me to stay out of the Diane realm, which I kind of understand. But like I was saying before, I think she and her not daughter-in-law, I'll explain that in a second, did a parody of me and my wife, and it was like, one, very, 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 far-fetched. 2, I almost went and said, hey, wait a minute. If you're going to do a parody, you got to make sure that the table that's supposed to be beside Terry, who is supposed to be Jerry Ann, is overloaded with stuff. Most of it is stuff that she needs, her nose sprays, her medications, her drinks, things like that. And, well, the outfit her not daughter-in-law was wearing was nowhere near something I would wear. I like to wear my hoodie and a pair of sweatpants or pajama pants and maybe a pair of pajama shirt or something like that underneath my hoodie. But the outfit that she had on, trying to be me, was a onesie, first off. Adult size onesie with a hood. And second off, I don't wear my hood over my eyes that much. It might look like it because my head is always down and I'm trying to read comments to her when I can get her to let me speak and get her caught up with what everybody's saying. But I'm going to talk to Jerry about this because it might be fun. Don't know if Mom will be wanting to get involved, but I'm thinking we need to have another family type of live session like we had that one time with Sharon and Lisa and Mom and Jerry and myself. I thought that was pretty interesting, pretty fun. Of course, Sharon's a bit of a spitfire, and she did some pretty good ripping into people on that particular live. Lisa, too, did also put in her, her input, and Mom with her, we were being goofy input. And the thing was, we were all being goofy, and somebody was like, are you guys drunk? And I'm like, I think I was the only one actually drinking any kind of alcoholic beverage, and I think I picked it up and said, not yet, But that's just me and my sarcastic attitude sometimes. But I'm just hoping in the near future, once we figure out what's going on or who's doing what to who, or who's helping who, or how things are going with Mom's care, and I can start seeing through the clouds. It's not like I'm in a tunnel, it's more like I'm in a fog, and my brain is just like, I don't know what I'm doing. I can't see my way forward. I just, and it's not that I complain. It's just there are times where it's like, whoa, slow down. Let me catch up. Let me get up to your speed. and then we can work on stuff. And today was one of those days where I should have been like, look, I am not feeling it. Let's just leave Jim be to his own devices and his own whatevers. But I realize that sometimes doing that is just as dangerous and annoying to other people than the way I've been feeling lately, where it's just like push, 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 push. Don't relax, don't think, don't do anything, just move forward and you know. And I'm not saying Jerry's pushing me. I'm not saying Mom or Lisa or anybody's pushing me. It's just the way I feel. Because I'm just so... It took me a week to a month, probably closer to a month, to acknowledge, let alone start to understand what was going on with Jenny Ann's cancer, because it was like, what? She's got what? And what are we doing about it? And I was just kind of like, I kept on apologizing to Jerry because she's going through the same thing, but it's her body and all the stuff that she had to deal with and still has to deal with. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to be here for you, but there are definitely going to be days for a while until I can wrap my head around what's going on, that you might have to just point me in the direction, and I don't want to say control me, but the way I was feeling at the time, and I'm starting to feel the same way right now because I'm still wrapping my head around what's going on with Mom. But I was just like, you know what? Act like I'm a robot. Here's a control stick. You know, move me in whatever direction you want me to move in. Have me pick up whatever it is you want me to pick up. You know, and at the time I was working morning, so it was just kind of like by the time I came home to deal with stuff before we got an actual home health person who was here 5 days out of the week, and more than an hour, you know, I was just kind of like, I get up some days and go to work, especially before I quit. I was just like, y'all don't know what's going on, so get the off my back before I throw you off my back. Because I'm kind of glad that I left, because there was one particular person who's always pushing the wrong buttons, and there were several times where I looked over to the gal that was next to me making the pizzas and whatnot, and I looked at her and said, do you ever have a day where you feel like just shoving what's her face in the freaking pizza oven and see what explodes first, the lead in her ass or the shit in her brains? But I don't have to deal with that person no more. I'm in a better job. I work evenings. I can handle what I'm doing at work. It's just there are some days, especially when trying to do stuff around here, that if I don't get that 15 to 20 minute power nap between 3 and 3:30, I could be a groggy, slow moving, ornery, don't give a rat's rumpus, let me just throw a stick of dynamite in there to take care of the situation type person. And of course, I have an old coworker that used to work with me at Price Chopper, and he well, let's just say the days I work, he's like, is there ever a day you don't have a bad day? And I'm like, yeah, when people leave me the frick alone. And I'm not trying to say that Jerry Ann is the focal point of my negative energy or my irritations or stressors or whatnot, but there are times where it's just like I literally have to tell Jerry Ann to shut up. Just, I can't keep up. This is not a day for you to just rattle off stuff that you want me to do. It's a day that you ask me to do something and just shut your mouth until I'm ready for the next instruction or assignment or whatever. And there was at least twice today that I was like, I'm like, just no, no, just no, you know. And at one point in time, she wasn't taking the cues, and I just looked at her and said, Jerry Ann, shut up, just shut up, you know. And I know I'm going to hear about it later on, like, you hurt my feelings. And I'm like, well, you know what? You're not picking up on the signs that everybody else in the room can read that I'm not in that place where I can take a lot of stuff at once. You know, Lisa sits there and she can tell that it's like, okay, you know, back up a little bit, Jay. Let him breathe, let alone think. You know. And I'm like, look, I've told her several times, with the whole situation with Mom going on and what's going on with her, and you know, all the things that need to be done around the house that are now on my shoulders, unless Jerry's home health aide person can help out, which she can help out to a certain degree, but not as fully as I would like, because she is limited to what she can actually do for Mom because of, you know, it's a combination of her company, the company she works for. They're like, you can do X, Y, and Z, but you can't do A, B, and C, or vice versa. And I'm just like, okay, well, you know, anything anybody can do to help alleviate some of my stress so I don't feel like a squirrel on a hot tin roof. It's things that just has to get done, but sometimes I either can't do it quickly because my brain is still going, okay, they want me to do this, this, and this in one project, but they also want me to do these things in a different project, and I have to go, let's work on one project at a time, one step at a time, because if you start rattling off all the different projects plus the different steps that you want me to take to complete the project, I can only do it one thing at a time, because my mind is like, yeah, where to go? I don't know. It was over there a moment ago. You know, and after yesterday with Diane's little spiel, skit, whatever you want to call it, I go over there just to look at the comments now, because I don't even listen to her voices, because 9 times out of 10 I can gather enough information from the comments alone that make me go, yep, they're still over there while I'm way over here. They're looking at the past and I'm looking forward at the future. I don't know what's going on, you know, in their corner. And even though I do go look every so often without even listening to it, because sometimes just listening to it is annoying, makes things 10 times worse just by listening. I just kind of go, you know, who's video? Literally, there's been a couple times I watched some of her videos going, okay, who's in charge of this video? Is Diane talking from the heart, or is she being fed a script by other reactionary people or websites or whatever? And I'm just like, I don't know. But wherever she's getting her information, it's bullshit. You know. And I don't have to prove, my wife and I don't have to prove jack to you guys anymore. I mean, we try to give you as much information to let you know that we're doing good and this is what our plans are, and, you know, things like that. But if you're going to, I already have a list of names from Diane's latest video of people. I'm just gonna be like, out. I don't care what they're saying, because I know they'll say something good to me or my wife, and they'll turn around and say something opposite of what they're saying to us, and it's kind of like, really? You think I'm that stupid that you can come over to my channel and my wife's channel and be nicey nice, and then run over to Diane's channel and be a royal bitch? And no, I'm not filtering myself no more. So I apologize to those who can't handle the language, but I'm done being nice, especially when it comes to people who are being two-faced. When I go to Diane's channels and say something, I say it and I mean it, and I'm not two-faced about it. You know, I'm not gonna speak nicey nice to her and then go to some other channel that might be on her reactionary, people she reacts to, and go, yeah. Now I'll go over to Diane. I'll be like, I don't go over and, hey Diane, yeah, everything's nice and you're correct on what you're saying, and yada 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 yada. Jim and Jerry are really bad, and blah 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 blah, and then come over to our channel and be like, oh yeah, you guys are doing great. Diane's an idiot. They're a bunch of goofballs. They don't know the truth from a lie. And I'm like, that's not what you said over at Diane's. But hey, now that I know names, I can sit there and go, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Don't come back. Or just permanently remove them from both mine and my wife's channels, because I have been given full access to Jerry Ann's channels to go through her comments and either remove the nasties or sit there and go, hey Jerry, you need to go look at this day and look at your comments. You can see which ones I was not, didn't know how I didn't approve of what they were saying, but that's just me. Just look for the ones that are, marked thumbs down. Or I'll sit there and go, okay, I found all the people who are not exactly being positive. Do you want me to read you the comment so you can decide to delete it or not? Or what do you want me to do? That's what we're working on. That's one of the things that I try to do at night while I'm laying in bed, is I'll try to go through her comments. But anyhow, I'm going to let you guys go. 42 minutes. Go out and see what go out and see what everybody's doing before I decide to come back in here and do anything of my own. So I will talk to you guys later. Have a good night. You know what to do down below. Bye.